What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid Billionaire B. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down what a $30,000 a month venue looks like. Now, I know a lot of times you guys look at the videos, and if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Brian Waldron. We own the #1 event-based coaching and consulting company in America, which currently has helped over 600 venue owners, done over $15 million in personal and business funding, and has done 7 figures in cash collected across all our venue owner clients. So, with that being said, in today's video, essentially, I'm going to be breaking down a $30,000 a month venue, which is my former venue, the Fulton Studio in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. I'm going to be going through what made it successful, what made it do so well, how it started up, how the whole conception started or whatever, and then basically how we were able to grow it to $30,000 a month. With that being said, let's jump into it. So, Fulton Studio. So for those who don't know, I ran a multi-venue event space company in Brooklyn, New York, and Fulton was my first one. This was my baby. This is my first venue, and how I essentially got started into this business. I was working as a server, making about $360 a week, and then I started working at a venue in my area, and I saw that it was doing like $500 a night. Now, mind you, imagine making $360 a week working for 40 hours and then going ahead and seeing somebody make $500 a night. That's a huge difference. So the light bulb immediately went off in my mind, and I'm just like, yo, I can start this business. And then I saved up $30,000 in a year of my own money, and I put it down to get Fulton. So it did not look like this when I first got it. I'll give the editor some photos and videos of what it used to look like, but it did not look like this at all. For those who aren't familiar, this is called Matterport. Anybody who owns a venue, I definitely recommend getting something like this where you can do a 3D walkthrough. It's super helpful. But essentially what it started with was, it was a lower level, which I know a lot of y'all turn away. Y'all do not want these lower level spaces, but this one made a lot of money. It's a lower level. It was in Bedford-Stuyvesant. If you're not familiar with Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, one of the worst neighborhoods in Brooklyn. It's gotten a lot better now, but formerly it was not good, especially 10, 15 years ago. So with that being said, I was able to start this venue with about $30,000 of my own money. Now, I didn't know anything about credit at this time. I didn't know anything about funding. I didn't know anything about a lot of different things, which is kind of why I got into a situation where I ran out of money. I ran out of money and I did not know where to go. I didn't know where to start, and I essentially had to learn marketing. My back was really against the wall. I had to learn marketing, I had to learn sales, I had to learn digital marketing, I had to learn all these different things so I can go ahead and get my business off the ground. Now, there was no event space leads, there were no mentorship programs that taught these different things, so it was super crucial for me to go ahead and get the information kind of like on my own. Now that there are coaching programs like Event Space Elites, like I would highly recommend anybody get them because you skip a lot of steps. I remember literally feeling like I was gonna go out of business in the first 3 months simply because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. So what was the build up process like, right? So like I said, I'm gonna have the editor drop in some before pictures and stuff like that. I didn't do all the work at once. Like the way you see this venue right now, it did not look like this at the beginning, right? When I first built out the venue, yes, I painted the walls and I did the floor, but that was the money. That was it. That was the entire $30,000, right? I didn't have the curtains. I didn't have the bathrooms done. I had maybe one HVAC, and then I did the rest as I got my money up. I didn't have the sound system. I didn't have these food sharing stations. I didn't have these chafing dishes. I didn't have this TV, I didn't have this backdrop, I didn't have a lot of these different things. So I always tell you guys like, hey, look, listen, you don't have to do everything all at once. You can always go in and you can do the work little by little. So one of the biggest things that I talk about with our clients is MVP, right? Minimum viable product. You go in, do the bare minimum to get the business off the ground, and then you're gonna go ahead and make sure that as the money comes in from deposits and payments and things of that nature, you take that money and you go and reinvest it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of nitty gritty details that go in between these different things, which is why it's so important to get the coaching and whatnot, because honestly, one mistake could really cost you thousands. Even like this recessed lighting up here, like all these things cost a lot of money, and if you don't know what you're investing in, like you're gonna fall flat on your face and you're gonna go broke. Even these Shiavari chairs, like I didn't get this right away. The tablecloths and whatnot, I didn't have that right away. I remember I had like these cheap $15 chairs from like Uline. I had these big, bulky 7-foot tables because they were all I could afford. And I just built up my business that way. And that part I don't regret. That part of just taking it step by step, I don't regret that at all. The only thing I do regret is just putting all that money down at once. I wish I would have spread it out a little bit more. But it is what it is, right? So first few months we had rent concession and we weren't making any revenue. I took a really long time to build out because again, you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know about insurance. I didn't know about permits. I didn't know about zoning. I didn't know about licensing. I didn't know about how to navigate tenant lessee relationships. So there's a lot of things that just like caused a lot of mistakes and a lot of time and a lot of headache and whatnot. But eventually when I got my foot on the ground, I was able to get some marketing going. So a big thing that really helped was like organic content, just posting on Instagram and whatnot. But again, this is also like 7 years ago. So it looked a lot different now. Right, there's a lot more venues and there's a lot more competition. The landscape is a lot different now. The next big thing that really helped me is learning how to run ads. Learning how to run ads made such a difference. Oh my God, like you have no idea. Learning how to run ads changed my business dramatically. I was able to literally beat out all the competition simply because none of them were running advertisements at that time. We were one of the only ones. So a big thing in addition to that was packages. Literally, my first package was a baby table drapes, a throne chair, and the venue for like $1,000. It was ridiculous. But I mean, I didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't know I can charge more. I didn't know what venues went for in the market. I was just trying to make money. I was just trying to stay afloat. I was just trying to stay in business. And then fortunately, we lasted 5 years, before I sold all the venues and it worked out. But we were able to take this venue to $30,000 a month by marketing, packages, and organic content. And unfortunately, a lot of people are never going to see that kind of money because they're not going to invest in themselves and get the coaching that they need in order to kind of cross those hurdles and shortcut their way. Yes, was I able to get to $30,000 a month eventually? Yeah. But it took me years to do that. And it took me lots of money lost. If you have the opportunity to skip past all of that, why not do it? 100%. Guys, short video, different time frame and whatnot. But again, if you are looking to find, fund, and fill your very own event space, make sure you click the link in the description. Event Space leads to the moon. #1 event space coaching and consulting company in America, helping over 600 venue owners start and scale their event space. I'll see you on the next video. Let's go.